So expenses run from 8 to 98ZZZ and transfers from 99 to 99ZZZ. Okay, and to get this formatting right, so like I like it, I'm going to go up here and write format, write justify, and reduce all the decimal places out. Okay, cool, huh? Alright, so now we are going to write a query that picks up these account ranges for these dates for this business unit. So it's a very easy little query to write. We're experts at it at this point, and so we'll double click on F7, and this is going to be a summary link. Okay, the business unit, I've clicked right on the business unit, I've got that highlighted. I come right up here and click, so it picks up the reference. Okay, the table is our good old standard ledger where all the transactions are. Remember, we're writing the query for cell F7. Okay, F7 needs to be picking up from actual, we want to actual data in here. We could make this more elaborate so it brought up budget, or we could make it 2-columned where it brought up budget to actual, or make it 2-column where it brought up last year and this year. You can do what you want. That's the beauty of learning how to do this. The account code that we want to use is there. Okay, this was trying to be helpful, so it populated it, but that's not what we want there. We want D7 to E7. Okay, is our range for our account code, and our accounting period. Okay, now this is where we need to slow down here. Alright, now this is a balance sheet account, and what we want is the balance of the balance sheet account. So we want to pick up all of the transactions from the beginning. Okay, not the beginning of time, just the beginning of the Adventist church, from the beginning of the organization. And so we know that no Adventist organization was started prior to 1844. And if you're really, just relax if you're too bothered by me using that. We just want a date that goes far enough back prior to the Sun implementation. And so we go, and then we're going to put in this date right here to capture our balance sheet balance. So let's pause and reflect about that a minute. A balance of a balance sheet account is all of the transactions from the beginning all the way to the balance sheet date. Okay, and we want the base amount. And so we go okay. Alright, and so we have that. That's a balance sheet account for picking up the numbered asset accounts. So I'm going to now right click that baby, copy, and then paste, and then I'm going to, let's see if I can just paste it all the way down here. Okay, I need this, all of these are balance sheet accounts, and we'll paste that there. Okay, I don't need it here, and I didn't. Okay, alright, I'm going to go get this cell right here. Okay, and get rid of that. And I didn't exactly explain this. This would be down here, this section right down here is calculating the end of last year's fund balance is what this is going to be. Okay, so all of these are balance sheet accounts, and we have now picked up all of those balance sheet accounts, the summary. They're not balance sheet accounts, but they are groupings of balance sheet accounts that we've picked up as of the balance sheet date. And the balance from the old system is brought in as of the balance sheet date, bringing in any transactions to the 5,000s. We call this the balance from the old systems, but it's conceivable that they would be prior period adjustments in there as well. And for sure, organizations may have incorrectly and erroneously posted entries in there, but for our trial balance, we need to capture that, and so that's why they're included here. So now I'm going to take this. Now we're moving to income statement accounts. Income statement accounts for prior years and income statements accounts for the current year. And so we'll pick this total up again. Our basic query is going to be the same. Okay, we'll paste this. Okay, but the problem with this one is the date. So let me open that query and we'll study it out. It's picking up the business unit by reference to the prompt, and it's picking up the account codes correctly, but it's picking up all of the transactions up to the balance sheet date. And we want only the transactions on this figure here for up through the end of last year, and that's why we put that prompt in. Okay, remember on your trial balances that include current year and current year revenue and expense, you will have one figure that represents the fund balance as of the end of last year. That's what we're building here. And so now this is picking up all of the revenue and expenses as of the end of last year. Okay, and so here you go. This is the total beginning equity, beginning net assets of the organization. So that's cool. If you think about it, the net assets of an organization are the total of all the increases or minusing decreases in net assets of all the previous periods, and that is what we've captured here. We've captured this figure representing all the increases in net assets that have occurred since the implementation of Sun, and we've captured this figure representing all of them from previous accounting systems. Okay, so now we'll take this, move on to the regular revenue and expense. We'll copy this again because it's basically right. We'll paste this, and in this case we brought it from the balance sheet calculation. We copied from balance sheet. This is picking up the right business unit and the right account, the correct account, but it is picking up all of the transactions from the beginning of time to the current balance sheet date, and that is not what we need here. We need to pick up from just this year, okay? And so we'll come up here and we'll click there, and now we're just picking up this year's revenue. We say OK, and we'll right click that and we'll copy this and pick up this year's expenses and pick up this year's transfers.